Hi, my name is Diana Albalawi. I'm a professional makeup artist and hairstylist from Russia, and today I would like to create a natural makeup look with a small colorful twist for my beautiful friend Sema. I really hope that you will enjoy this video. Skin preparation is always a must for me, and I'm starting with Limoni Hyaluronic Ultra Moisture Toner, and it goes without saying the skin is clean, of course. Then I'm applying the Hyaluronic Ultra Moisture Essence, also by the same brand. I feel that this essence really prepares the skin for the makeup look very nicely and hydrates the skin beautifully. But today I felt that the skin needed even more hydration, so I applied the Hyaluronic Ultra Moisture Emulsion from the same line for the added hydration for the skin, because it was winter and I felt that the skin really needed it. I'm also not forgetting about the eye area, and I'm applying the Collagen Booster Eye Cream, also by Limoni brand. And when you do apply eye cream, usually the concealer looks much smoother under the eyes. For the lips, I'm using my favorite Hydra Essential by Colourful. This is moisture replenishing lip balm, and I absolutely love it for the lips, for my clients and for my models. For the skin, I'm mixing two of my favorite foundations. The first one is Dr. Judd Premium BB Beauty Balm. You can check my review on it out if you want to. And the second foundation is Vita Lumiere Aqua by Chanel in the color 10 beige. You can also check out my review if you want to. I felt that the mixed color will give me the perfect match, which won't be too dark. For the under eye concealer, I'm mixing together England All Covered Under Eye Concealer in the color 106 with the Jeffree Star Peach Concealer. I feel that the medium color, like the peachiness from the Jeffree Star and the base color from England, will give me the perfect coverage without making it too heavy under the eyes. And as you can see, it actually looks very nice. I'm also applying the England concealer under the brow to create there the sticky surface for the perfect blending afterwards. I'm working with a colorful base today, and I'm using Luxe Visage. This is a Belarusian brand matte tint liquid eyeshadow, which is waterproof. They claim 12 hours of wear, in the color number 107 Rose Beige. It's basically a very muted taupey rosy color. I had it and I used it. I really like the shade, and I'm applying it on the upper lid as well as on the lower lid, and I'm blending it out into our concealer that I used under the brow. And this is the technique I use if I want to use a colorful base. I always have the concealer in the outer area, and then I blend the colorful base into it, or colorful matte eyeshadow. To have a smooth blending, I'm using a satin powder under the brow and like a little bit around the eye, in the outer area of the eye. And for this, I'm using Powder Compact HD by Macu Pro in the color 8112. And now it's finally the time for the eyeshadow, and I'll be using my new palette by Anastasia Voivodina brand, like our Voivodina. This is her basic volume 1 eyeshadow palette. It's fully matte. It has quite some vibes like VZ Art neutral matte eyeshadow type of thing, and I will be using one of the medium shades to create our socket line and make the overall shape. And after applying it both onto the upper and lower lid, and of course connecting them together in the outer part, like in the outer corner of the eye, I will also take a darker color like this darkest brown before the black, and I will deepen out the outer V area and blend it all out. And when I'm happy with the shape there, I'll also do the same thing to the lower lid. And I was testing this palette out. This was the first makeup look I was creating with it, and it blends actually really nice, but the texture is a little bit dry. I'm not quite used to this type of texture, but I quite liked the palette and enjoyed it. So I'm applying this dark shade also onto the lower lid with a smaller like pencil brush closer to the roots of the lashes to deepen them and to make a more smoky effect, and again connecting them in the outer corner. To add some shine to the eyes, I will use one of my favorite products. This is Hourglass Glitter Eyeshadow. They call it Scattered Light in the color Reflect. It's such a gorgeous natural shade, and I'm applying it with a brush on the lid, and it looks so marvelous. I'm also intensifying it with the finger application, and as you can see, it's such a beautiful natural, like very light rosy shade, rosy beige shade. I really enjoy it, and if you want like one and done beautiful shimmery eyeshadow, I really recommend you looking into this beautiful shade. And I'm also applying it on the lower lid. For our colorful twist, I'm mixing together iStudio Lasting Drama Gel Eyeliner in the color Black by Maybelline with Kriegner Concrete in the color green. So Kriegner Concrete is basically like Danessa Myricks Color Fix, so you can easily replace them. I first created the guideline on both eyes for my wings so that it will be easier for me to make them more symmetrical, and then I'm first drawing the line through the lash line, going very deeply into the lash roots, and then I'm creating my wing and looking for the thickness of my liner. Sema has a little bit hooded lids, and I also have to take that in mind not to make the liner too thick because I still want her mobile lid to show. And I'm also sharpening the tip with a little bit of beauty mixer on an angled brush. For the inner corner, I want to use this beautiful green shade, like teal green with a golden shift. This is a palette by VZ Art. Its name is Koi. Unfortunately, it was a limited edition, but if you can find this palette, it has some of the most beautiful duochromes out there in the market. Now I want to apply to the waterline the NYX Epic Wear liner stick in the color All Time Olive. I really like this line of pencils, and I think this shade suits her eye color perfectly. And with a small pencil brush, I blend out this color a little bit for additional smokiness. You can't really see how I'm applying the individual lashes here, but I'm releasing a new video about how to apply these lashes and how to glue them for them to look perfect even under like a macro lens and on the red carpet, and I promise it will be out very soon. Now I'm using a lighter concealer to add dimension to the face. This is Relui Pro Full Cover Corrector in the color 10 Fair. It's also a Belarusian brand. You can use any lighter concealer that you have. I'm also cleaning the shape of my eye makeup look, and if I feel that there is kind of a little bit too much, I take my foundation brush and I smooth the lighter concealer so that I don't have like patches of lighter concealer out there. This cleaning technique may elevate your look immediately, even if your blending wasn't perfect and your shape wasn't perfect. Then I'm also applying the same concealer around the nose, and I'm also strategically using it in the nasolabial fold to elevate the face even more and add the lifting effect. I'm also applying a tiny little bit on the chin. Sema also has this beautiful like Roman type of nose with a small hump, and I'm applying the concealer also on the bridge of the nose, but only till the hump because I don't want to accentuate it. And of course I'm adding the light to the center of the forehead as well. With the Sculpting Touch Creamy Stick Contour by Kiko Millan in the color 201, I want to accentuate the beautiful bone structure that Sema has. So I'm adding some contour under the cheekbones, and I'm also patting it with a foundation brush to make it seamless and nice. And I'm also applying it under the jawline to make it sharper. I'm using a separate powder for the under eye area, and I'm using Laura Mercier's Secret Brightening Powder for under eyes in the color 1. It adds this beautiful light for the under eyes and doesn't look cakey. For the rest of the face, I'm using the old and classic Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder in the color Translucent. The reason I'm not using the under eye powder for all over the face is that it has some shiny particles, and I want the face to be like more on the matte side. As our today's bronzer, I'm using Charlotte Tilbury Instant Look of Love in a palette in the color Glowing Beauty. This bronzer turned out to be a little bit too dark for Sema, and I really had to work it in and blend it out, and then it worked out. I definitely should have taken a lighter bronzer not to create so many problems to myself, but this happens, that's fine, it still worked out. And I'm also applying it on the upper part of the cheekbones, on our beautiful forehead. I'm also adding a little bit of it on the nose, on our hump area a little bit, and then I blend it out with a brush with the residues of the powder. And I even clean the bridge of the nose a little bit with the residues of the concealer on our concealer brush, just a tiny little bit. For our today's blush, I'm taking my quite old Ambient Lightning Edit Volume 4 by Hourglass, and I take the color Strobe Blush Euphoric Fusion. I don't know if you can buy this color separately, but it's more on the mauve side. I apply a tiny little bit of it on the nose, on the chin, on the upper part of the forehead, and I also add this color into the inner part of the socket to make overall this blushy effect everywhere. I also decided to add some highlighter, and I used Chanel Poudre Lumière highlighting powder in the color 10 Ivory Gold. I really love this highlighter, it adds so much shine, and I'm applying it on the cheekbones, above the brow, on the cupid's bow, a tiny little bit on the nose, above our little hump, and also in the inner corner of the eye. I brushed the brows with a spoolie to check our shape, and Sema has absolutely beautiful brows, and I'm going to use NYX Lift and Snatch Brow Tint Pen in the color 08 Espresso to accentuate the tail of the brow just a tiny little bit, to add just a tiny little bit of hairs that she maybe needs, but her brows are absolutely beautiful and I don't want them to be too heavy on her beautiful delicate face. Then to lock our brow hairs in this shape, I'm using the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter. It's the gel with no color. I really enjoy how it looks on the brows, how it makes the brow stay in place and not go anywhere. It's not like a cement type of thing, but I still really enjoyed, and I add a couple more hairs that I feel are still needed. The brows are done, and now with a wet wipe I take off our lip balm, and with the concealer brush and the residues of the concealer I go around the lips to create the blank canvas for the lip products application. As my lip liner, I'm using MAC Lip Pencil in the color Whirl. I really love this color. It's such a natural, beautiful shade, and Sema has very beautiful lips, and I want to add just a tiny little bit, like a dash of volume, but it shouldn't be too much. And I also fill in the lips a tiny little bit and clean up the edges with a brush with concealer to make the lips a bit more sharp. The lipstick of my choice today is by MAC Powder Kiss Velvet Bleu Slim Stick in the color Over the Taupe. It's such a beautiful color. I apply it directly on the lips, then I ask Sema to rub the lips together to work the product into the lips, and then I add a little bit more of it. I'm also adding mascara. This one is by Maybelline New York Lash Sensational. I really love this mascara. It's really black and it looks really nice on the eyes, and it's very comfortable for the everyday wear. And I apply it on the upper lashes with a spoolie and onto the lower lashes with a small fan brush by Anastasia Vivodina. I really love this brush, and it's very comfortable to work with it with the clients and the models, and this is our finished look. I really hope that you've enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching, and have a nice day, and bye bye.